Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, welcome back to another high level Zerg versus Terran. Today we have in the bottom left, playing for Team Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it is Cure. And in the top right here on Tropical Sacrifice, we have the one, the only soO, playing for Team Guangdong Freaks, formerly known as the Afrika Freaks of course, opening up with a hatchery first. Well, we see a reactor first coming out of Cure. An interesting thing. What else is very interesting is this map, the Tropical Sacrifice. Not quite sure what has been sacrificed here, but there's lots of blood on the floor. Or maybe that's just the stuff that they have on tennis courts. In Dutch it's called gravel. It's probably called the same in English. So either Zerg and Terran players love playing tennis, or more likely, this is the blood of the sacrifice that was made in the tropics. And that's the Tropical Sacrifice. Look, it's all in between the stones as well. It looks kind of bad. It's only particular stones that it got though. The blood decided to skip certain stones. Maybe it had very bad cleaners. You know, well, if we do like 95%, they'll probably think it's okay. I think in that case, if you're only going to do a little bit, it's better to do half of it properly. You know, so you just do one side of the map 100% and the other side of the map 0%. Like, this is just a poorly done job in my opinion when it comes to cleaning blood of stones. But then again, I am no expert when it comes to cleaning blood of stones, so I've never done that before. One time when I was in elementary school, I remember we had to make a moon house, and I remember that we invented blood tiles. It was tiles in the color of blood. We thought it was very good. It was a group project, and me and the boys spent about 3 weeks in this moon house painting every single tile in the house red. A very dark red as well, and that's where all our effort went. We forgot to put oxygen tanks into the house, so our moon people died, and we got a failing grade for the moon house project, which we did put a lot of effort in. It just, you know, blood tiles just don't sell moon houses very well if the occupants of the house don't have any oxygen tanks. Can't believe we had to do that in elementary school. Can't believe that our idea was to make blood tiles when we were 12, but I guess it is what it is. All right, we have our opener here. It seems to me like it's going to be a Hellbat push, as we have 6 Marines on the map. They're joined up by these 2 Hellions, and the real giveaway is, of course, this armory coming out. Now, we do not quite have a secondary tech structure here, and what I mean with that is a Baneling Nest or a Roach Warren, the first real tech structure, of course, being the spawning pool. So this is going to be defended with pure Queen, Ling, and maybe a couple of drones if they need to be pulled. It looks bad for soO, but with pure Queen you can often do a lot, so it might not even be the end of the world. It's going to be 8 Marines, 6 Hellbats, and a medevac, and this Overlord is going to die. That actually supply blocks our good friend soO for a nanosecond there. The next 3 Overlords already were ready to pop. Every single Queen is being pulled forward, and yeah, this is great. You want to be as far on the edge of creep as possible, so you can kite all the way back while on creep, dealing a lot of damage without taking any major damage. So soO right now wants to know where these Hellbats are coming from, actually moved in the incorrect direction for a little bit. Is not attacking this quite yet, now wants to start fighting. See some kiting going on over here, one Queen coming from the back. We see a Ling flank, isn't quite going to cut it though, as Hellbats just destroy these Lings. All Queens stay alive so far. Good control individually on those Queens. 2-3 Hellbats have gone down already, but a couple of Queens have also fallen. We see 2 bodies over here. And this is the Tropical Sacrifice that I was talking about earlier. Look at these bloody tiles right now. It does feel like Cure is going to get pushed back. Is going to lose at least 1 more Hellbat, but perhaps will be forced to retreat altogether. Is going to rotate towards the right side, but a very poor start here for the South Korean Terran player. Sending his... ooh. Look at that, his Banshee is trying to make its way across the map. Never going to get across the map though. Probably needs to return back home. Only a single Marine here to fight. It's not quite going to be enough. Hellbat and 2 Marines will take out 2 Creep Tumors. I'm not even sure if that's worth the scan at this point. I mean, Cure is insanely poor. I mean, it's still nice to do it, but it's not brilliant. It is not brilliant. It's not been a brilliant start. Spores being constructed right now here for soO. Still has a buttload of Queens. 6 to be exact. None extra on the way. Would love to see a fort base starting. Yeah, there we go. Hatchery drone is making its way over. This is a man on a mission. And that mission is going to succeed as the hatchery gets built. Double Banshees are out, but I already believe we saw some spores. What is this spore position? Holy crap. Wants to be close to the minerals, I guess. There's a tight fit there with these drones, isn't it? Hang on in. Yeah, it's definitely going to delay mining a little bit. You always want to build a little bit closer to the hatch, if I recall correctly. That's at least what I do. It's my theory. Spire is coming out here as the two Banshees make their way in towards the main base. No queens in position except for one, but that one's just injecting, so it's not like you have to pre-position it there. It was already there. There was no read being made for that queen to be there. No. So just had that queen there. This queen was lucky, or well... oh, look how lucky this queen is. Okay, that wasn't super lucky for the queen, but it was lucky for soO that the queen was there, because it delayed the damage for a little bit more. Did a little bit of damage on these Banshees as well. Tell that to the family of the queen. Oh, how lucky she was. I think every Zerg unit technically is family, no? They all have the same brain. Sometimes that's a joke that people make, like, did you not have your family's brain today? That's what they always used to say when you made a stupid mistake in, like, high school. Teachers. That's the one joke that teachers universally made in the Netherlands. Did your brother have your brain? Did your brother have the family brains today? It's a double insult. It's not only calling you dumb in the specific action, but also calling your entire family dumb. It's kind of a harsh joke, actually, as a teacher. Never thought about that. I always thought it was pretty funny anyway. Alright. Couple of queens coming out. 11 mutas as well being constructed right now. There's no upgrades yet here for soO. And Cure somehow did manage to get up to 132 supplies. One of these things with the Terran race, which I'm not quite sure how they get there, but all of a sudden they'll just be even in supply again. A terrible early game. Then they kill a couple of tumors, roast half a queen. I guess he did kill 12 workers or so with the Banshees. That was actually quite powerful and important. soO's flowing a little bit of money as well here. We see about 600 minerals in the bank. And we have double evos on the way. This is going to be a tricky fight. And it's going to be made easier by the fact that there is bailing speed out. And that this fight will still partially be on creep. Queens will tank initially. Only 2 tanks as well over here. Not great target fire on the Banes either. And that means this is going to get cleaned up. I think if the tanks target fire these Banes just a little bit better with the 1-1 upgrades, these Marines are going to be having an absolute blast. One more Muta will get targeted down, but this was a successful trade here for sure for soO. No fort base is out either yet here for Cure. It's not even being constructed. It also means that barracks 6, 7 and 8 haven't started yet, despite there being a lot of money in the bank right now. Second factory being thrown down, we do have that fourth command center, and we will need to see those extra barracks go down at the same time. Double Banshees in the main base will force these mutas back, and that will perhaps give Cure a little bit of breathing room, because without this move, honestly, I think that these mutas would have been capable of dealing quite some damage. Now, I'm not saying that they would have sniped an entire mineral line, but they might get like 4 or 5 workers here, pop in, kill a reactor. What is this turret positioning? What is he protecting? He's protecting this particular blood tile. Very nice. 10 drones being taken out by these Banshees. Actually, a very good job. If you think about it, there were like freaking 11, 12 mutas out already, and these Banshees still managed to get so many kills. That is actually quite impressive. There's also a lot of workers already here for Cure, which means that the moment the fort base finishes up and floats over towards the fort base location, it's going to be oversaturated, because we're already running out of mineral patches in the main base. Natural is starting to run low as well, so we're definitely going to see some oversaturation on some of these bases. Mutaflock is heading over towards that fort base location. We'll spot that there's a tank and a couple of Marines pre-stimming. It's like kind of pre-gaming, but then with drugs, you know? It's like you start stimming in case the opponent shows up. It's like starting to drink beer after work in case you get invited to a party. Some people never get invited to a party. I haven't been invited to a party in a long time, for example. If I would pull that move, I'd just be sitting drinking by myself every day. And that's why you don't pre-game by yourself without knowing if there's going to be a party. These Marines did it. And they got lucky because the mutas showed up. You know, so the pre-stim was kind of worth it. Not just wasting the medevac resources. What do we have here? 22 Banes, 4 more Overseers. Wait, did I see that correct? No, wait, that was 4 more Overseers, right? Okay, I think it was just 4 more Banes producing. Yeah, okay, that's not Overseers. This is an interesting fight here. 2-2 is not quite done yet. There's a couple of tanks in position, though. Lots of Marines stimming in. Medevac count is at 8, so these stims, you know, they're okay. I don't mind them too much. Sensor tower here on the right side is also going to help out. I'd love to see a sensor tower here near the fort base as well. Just allowing you to spot this ramp in particular. Because right now, the rotation from this area to the left is blind. Which means that it's very difficult to position the Marine army appropriately to what the Zerg player is doing. 84 workers out for Cure. That means he's now oversaturated in the fort base, in the natural base, and in the main base as well. So that is 3 out of 4. That's an impressive score when it comes to oversaturation. It is. Also a bunch of mules. But these guys work very efficiently. Oh, we'll talk about that another time. The mines are going to burrow. Interesting fight that soO wants to take here. Down 2 upgrades, up a tiny choke. It's usually not quite what you want. Yeah, the mules are beautiful because they kind of just ignore the SCVs. Very efficient worker. Cure wasn't happy that all of these SCVs were split over many mineral patches and decided to right-click 12 of them on one patch. You guys can all start working on this one, on the far right. And so's like, nope, that's actually not how we work. So, back to the split mining. Once again, so's going to engage into this. Thor could get picked up, should get picked up. It's just going to be led there to rot and die. Another Thor gets taken out. This is sloppy control out of Cure here. There are no mines to zone out these big Baneling clumps either. Tanks in the back dealing a lot of damage. I wanted to see how many kills that one tank over there had, because he'd been shooting for a while. He got a lot of kills. This one only has 3, but there was a freaking tank over here. That was a true MVP. It wouldn't surprise me if he has like 10, 15 Baneling kills or something like that. He had a lot of kills right there. A lot of kills right there. 5th base is going to fly over towards the right side rather than the forward position. We have 3 more command centers on the way. I think these will turn into orbitals. We already have a hive as well for adrenal glands. That's important. There's no mines here. And the reinforcements are not moving in the correct direction either. This is a slightly overstimmed army. Muta count not high enough to really pick up all of the marauders. Damage output on these mutas is going to be quite good though with their +2 attack. So how am I feeling about this game right now? I'm actually feeling quite okay, I think. I'm feeling quite okay about this game. Cure is going to survive for a bit longer. Is going to be setting up probably for a 3-3 push at some point, right? It's going to hold 1 more attack here. If that is a good defensive fight, could actually push towards this right side or at least clear some creep. Not too many Marines over here on the right side though. 84 workers just makes your army so small as a Terran player. Banelings rolling in. Mines are going to get connections, but I can't really see with what. I don't think they were the greatest connections. They seem to be just fine. Follow-up here is going to be a Ghost Academy for Cure, while for soO we don't have much of anything yet, which makes me believe that the follow-up is going to be more of the same. Lings are going to get chased by a mine missile, and you can't outrun the boogeyman, and you also can't outrun the mine missile. It always hits, unless you pick up actually, so it doesn't always hit, or unless you cloak, or you blink away, or you burrow at the perfect time, you recall away at the good time. There's load. Can you recall out of it? I'm not so sure. I bet it's possible if you recall and then you push the recalled unit into the mine range. I think then it's possible. But if you just walk it in and then recall, obviously the mine is gonna shoot. But technically it should be possible then. Alright. Enough with the hypothetical scenarios on how you could dodge a mine shot. What we really need to look at here is how is soO going to follow this up? Because I don't want to say he's running out of steam, but he really is running out of steam over here. He hasn't been able to find an opening in a while. We have a proper setup here on the right side for Cure, perhaps lacking just ever so slightly in turrets, but everything else is pretty much perfect. We have a lot of turrets here on the top side, a lot of turrets. We have a mine over there as well. We have good vision on these rotations, and ghosts are out, which means that every single time the mutas come in, one muta will end up dying because of a snipe. This is an ambitious little project here that Cure is setting up. He's moving down a ramp, but does not have the mines yet in position. soO is going to jump on that opportunity. Another mine shot is going to connect with a lot of them units. This commander will need to fly back home. Mine count once again kind of gets reset back to 4. We have 3 mines down here, 1 mine on the left side. That means that there's 0 in the middle. I really believe that Cure should be waiting with taking this base until he has a couple of mines, at least 1 or 2 over here. Because now he's going to get pushed back, he's forced to pick up his store, he's going to get the pickup at least, but there's nothing really to zone out this army. That means that the Banelings can move forward in a clump, they'll be chasing a lot of these ghosts. This is a very good engagement right now here for soO, and it was all made possible by the complete lack of mines and the weird hurry that Cure seemed to be in, soO actually, after a long time of searching, is going to find the opening that he was looking for. Ghost forced to evac out of here in these medevacs. Mines are not quite going to hit everything. The ghost count is still at 4. The worker count has been pretty much annihilated. Back to 61 workers right now. Vehicle plating level 2 about to finish up. This CC might actually end up dying as well. A couple of depots burning down over here as well. Lings still going ham. soO with a very decisive victory in that fight. All of that stemming from the fact that Cure wanted to take this 6th base so bad. The game is not over yet. The game is never over when it involves a Terran. But it does look very good for soO. soO once again just holding down the unit button. And I think what he needs to do, yeah, is just kind of get everything together. More of a couple of banelings. This is not a fight he can take. This is not a fight you can take, soO. This is really not a fight that you can... This was not a fight that you could take. Holy crap. Oh, banelings. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of this. There are no mutas here, which means that pickups are going to be free. Well, there's 2 mutas here. Pickups still are going to be free. Lots of reinforcements here for Cure. soO should actually just max out at some point and then go for it with a massive attack. Rather than these tiny attacks again and again and again. It does feel like it is finally working. Well, this army might actually get taken out. I'm not so sure. Oh my god, come on soO. Just get a big army. Muster up your forces. Just get 10, 15 banelings out there. Wait until you have all mutas together. Like, what is the larva count? Larva count is 0 actually. Okay. Need a couple of injects to finish up. Next inject round perhaps. I mean, the income for Cure is pretty okay, but there's no 6 base mining. You're not necessarily in a hurry here. I like the harassment with the mutas. I think this is a fairly good call. It's going to lose 2 of them to these snipes though. Now we have a lot of banelings. Are you gonna actually try and snipe a base? I'd much prefer going back up to the 3rd here. Once you're maxed out, wait for the 50 links, wait for a couple more banelings, and then we go for it. I dig this call here out of soO, if that's actually what he's doing right now. He knows that there's no bases on the outside. He's even gonna take every single base that is on the outside. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bases against 5. And here comes soO. No real pre-splits on the Banes, but I'm not quite sure if that is going to matter. Muta's far in the back. Not exactly contributing yet into this fight. We'll snipe 2 of these mines before they ever get to be planted in towards the ground. And soO with a beautiful bust over here will force these SCVs off the line. Muta staying alive to a big degree. There's almost no anti-air units here. There's like, what, 10 Marines total. This CC once again is going to fall. Larva count actually surprisingly low once more. A couple of these medevacs might get taken out there. Do we have +3 yet? No, we still have +2 on the muta list. I mean, there's plenty of money. Could just go for it. Instead, we see Carapace upgrade being the priority right now. Another round of banelings is coming in. I like that so much. I think it's a good call. Ooh, Cure moving out. Now, this seems risky, but it's actually quite smart because you don't want these banelings to morph on your doorstep. You want them to morph somewhere else. However, soO doesn't give a crap about what Cure wants. soO just doesn't care about your feelings. He's gonna keep building more and more crap. Ghost being produced as well over here. 8 more mutas coming in, bringing the total up to 18. 24 more links. And we see a couple more overlords, despite soO already being maxed out. These Ghosts looking for a sniper, not quite going to get it. Single Thor here, 3 more mines on the way. How many mines do we have burrowed right now? We have 2-3 mines in okay-ish position. And not quite going to get the connections, but these snipes are good. Snipes are very good even. And I think Cure gets to stay alive for another nanosecond. soO's bank has been largely depleted. The resources lost is in favor of Cure. Cure is mining out every single base at the same time. His 3rd, his 4th and his 5th are all practically empty. It means that he needs to establish a new one, or preferably even 2 new ones, to keep up his nasty spending habits. Here comes soO off creep. 1 more mine burrows. Uh-oh. Not quite going to get the hit that Cure perhaps wanted. But once again, a pretty decent fight. More banelings rolling in. 15 still alive. Army supply in favor of Cure right now, though. Oh, no. If this 6 base gets up, perhaps soO will be in a little bit of trouble. Mines in the back still there. Marauder's going to get blasted by some of these banelings. But that is okay. These are okay-ish trades for Cure. I'm not sure if they're good, they're okay-ish. This is the most important moment. This is it. It's now or never. If soO allows these mules to mine, Cure has a chance to get back into the game. However, if these mules get destroyed before they get 5, 6 massive mineral packages back home, I think Cure is dead. He will just not have the income. This is his income right now, and the Banelings are moving in. Cure did not manage to stop the immovable force. Unstoppable force. Cure is not quite the unmovable wall. Immovable? I'm not quite sure what it is. He got blasted. That's all that matters over here. And now that this base is broken, that really is it. This was the... Like, this fight, it might still be okay for Cure, but he lost all of these mules, which means there's not going to be a boost in eco in a similar way anymore. Like, you still get 2 mules. It's nice, but you basically lost out on 5 entire mules here. That's a lot of money that you're not gonna get. That is a lot of money. A lot of cash that you're not gonna be getting. It's a lot of marines you can't construct, and that's what we're seeing right now as soO attacks one more time. Anti-air has practically disappeared at this point. Mine is going to get sniped as well. Overseer still alive. Yeah, for a little longer at least. The next wave of Lings is moving in. And at this point, I'm pretty sure that even I could win this game from soO's position. GG gets called as Cure has to tap out. Fantastic Zerg versus Terran Mutaling Bane game. Literally just playing Mutaling game the entire way through. 965 Lings have gone down in this game. 18 Ghost, 53 mines, 6 stores, and a lot of marines. And it all just kind of came back to that one little fight over here while he was trying to take his 6th base a little bit too quick, in my opinion, without the mine support there. It is difficult as a call, though, for Cure, because he wants to take that base at some point, you know, and the faster the better, but without mine support, moving half down a ramp, it is difficult. There's one more thing I wanted to check. I think it was his 1240, it said. That's how many kills that one tank had. You remember? I mentioned that somewhere in the game. So we're actually going to have a look at that. I mean, we have the ability to do it. So right now it has 7 tanks. It has 7 kills. Imagine one tank having 7 mini tanks popping out of it. You kill it, 7 more pop. And out of these 7 more come out. But they're smaller tanks. They're like tiny tanks that still do splash but less damage. That'd be really broken. I'm glad they didn't put that in the game. That'd be awful. Okay. The fight is like 1240. I remember. Because I remember looking at the clock at 12:56 after the tank died. I was like, man, I wish I would have looked at it faster. Okay, 10 kills on this bad boy. Bam. 12. One more. Bam. 14. 19. 20. 20 kills and then it got destroyed. Sad. I always like the way it looks when it gets destroyed. It looks like it's still there and then beautiful explosions. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And we'll see all of you next time for more videos. Thanks so much and bye-bye. Bye-bye.